Hey, so today we're going to try out a few NLP models developed by the OpenAI team. My name is Varun and I'm from OpenAI. I'm a senior curator. And what we're looking at right now is actually a judgment on the same sex marriage issue in the Supreme Court of India. And in this particular judgment, we're going to run it through our model and see what our model pulls up. So I'm actually just going to copy the URL, and I would normally need to go and paste it into our sample app, which I've already done. And what it's done is it's already divided the judgment into its component parts. Now, this tool can actually accept a judgment in just about any format. So we could build out the tool, for example, to simply accept a PDF that somebody uploads into a field. Or if we had a deeper integration with the ESER website, we could just pull the judgment by simply providing it with a link. But because the portal is currently hidden behind a CAPTCHA, that would at this present time not be possible. Now, coming back to the judgment we pulled from Indian Qanun. So you'll see that there are three things right at the top. There's a summary, and this is an extractive summary. Unlike large language models, this is only pulling from the actual text that it has available to it. It is not generating any new text. And so it has pulled up it's pulled up a summary of the judgment based on the component parts. So for example, we have facts here. And so these are the facts that it has pulled out. We have issues. And similarly, you have analysis. You have the preamble. And this is quite a large judgment. So if I scroll right to the top, I also have decision and arguments. Now, on the top, I could also go into the rhetorical roles model, which over here is shown as the show judgment structure. And you can see how the model is able to understand the component parts of the judgment. So each color has a meaning. And you can see that it has labeled it. So there's preamble, things that it doesn't fully understand, it is labeled as none. But you can see these are all the various labels that you will find as you scroll through this document. You will find all of these various labels. And the definitions of these labels are given in our GitHub repository, where you will find the definition of everything that we have given. What does ratio mean? What does pre-not relied mean? And so on and so forth. Awesome. The next part of our NLP exploration is going to be the NER model, the named entity recognition model. And what this model does is it can go through fairly unstructured data and identify the entities that have been mentioned in the document. So for example, you can see at the top there, it is trying to recognize who the judge is, what is a precedent, the lawyer, the respondent, the petitioner, the court, and even geographical location. So GPE stands for geographical location. And you will notice that it has marked up the entire document wherever it has identified, for example, a statute. It marks up the statute. Where it's identified a provision, it has highlighted the provision, and it has identified courts. And this kind of a model can actually be used to do all kinds of mass empirical research. So you can do, for example, analysis on multiple judgments, to even do predictive modeling, for example, around whether a case might go in one direction or the other based on past data. You could do all kinds of things. You could combine it with large language models to do even more interesting analysis and research. And so these are fairly powerful models. They currently perform at about 90% accuracy, which is the highest so far in India. The other possibility with these models is that you could actually use a combination of these models along with large language models of today, like GPT-4 or even Llama, to actually generate metadata for documents that need to go into some sort of a database. So a great example, of course, is the ESER portal. So one potential use case is for whoever is entering the metadata to have some level of automation before any sort of manual intervention takes place. And we've actually done a version of this for a tool that we built, where we, for statutes that we were uploading into a tool, we had a level of automation, pull information from the document itself to pre-populate some of the metadata fields. And so, there's a whole range of applications of some of these models, and really imagination is our only limit. For more information about these models, you can, of course, go to our GitHub page. We have a GitHub page for our NER model, and I will share the link for these separately later. And we also have a link for our rhetorical roles model. We'll go through one more judgment. And this is the 370 Article 370 case that was recently heard in the Supreme Court of India. So again, we would take the link to this particular judgment and merely paste it into our app. I've already done that. And so you can see it has already broken up the judgment into its component parts. Again, we have the same 6 parts: facts, issues, analysis, preamble, decision, and arguments. We can then go to the rhetorical roles model and see again that it has marked up the entire judgment based on what it has identified. This is again a fairly large judgment, and so the model seems to have done a fairly decent job of marking it up. And if I go to the NER model, again, we should be able to see that it has identified all of the entities in the document. And so that's a brief overview of the NER and the rhetorical roles model. For more information, you can, of course, check out the OpenAI website, and you can also check out our GitHub repo. Thank you.